Audio. Audio. Maggie's record shop. Maggie's record shop. Maggie's record shop. Maggie's record shop. Dig it, 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 dig dig it.
Why do you do what you do? And who do you do it for? I'm not asking how you make your living. What's your thing? Cars, cooking, guns, exercise? What would you like to be the thing that defines you and your unique personality? And who benefits? Who's it for? Is it for you? Are you the creative, introspective type who seeks inner validation over external? Someone who recognizes personal growth, and someone who's patient enough to realize that it takes time and repetition to get to a level of expertise that only comes from experience. And experience comes from discipline and a love of the process. Because I can dig that. I identify with that. Are you the flip side? Do you work your ass off for the sake of separating yourself from the average person? Someone who'll be damned if they're gonna do the work to be the best, or not to get noticed. Fuck that. What's the point? If that's you, I can dig that. I identify with that too. I believe we all have both people inside with different ratios of each personality, in a constant state of flux from day to day, even second to second. Like split personalities, but both being responsible for the same thing. And that's your motivation. Both parts usually aren't equal, but both parts exist, even if one is more dominant. So what's your ratio? Hello and welcome to another edition of The Record Shop. I'm Keith Maki and this is your sound solution for your weekly prescription of high-grade pharmaceutical audio. So without further ado, let's get into it. Returning with his fifth full-length solo album, legendary guitar player for the Smiths, Johnny Marr, is back. And he's saying this latest record, titled The Age of Everything, is his most cathartic work to date. And as a listener of his work, I hope it works out like that for me too. But myself and the rest of us will be waiting until early October to find out. But until then, the first single, Spin, is already dropped with a new music video to go with it. The video was filmed in Manchester, England, where the album was written before he set out on a North American tour to workshop the songs in front of a live crowd before they went in to lay it down on wax. So I hope some of the electricity carries over into the recordings. And the album's title came to Marr early in the writing process, and in his words, it seems like it summed up the way a lot of people are feeling. And the age of everything may be all-encompassing, but it's not necessarily a negative statement. There's a sense of overwhelm brought on by technology, but looking at it with a different light, there could also be a sense of possibility. Again, his words, but I'm with it. And I believe more and more people will be getting on board with this school of thought. And speaking of guitar players, the guitarist for Soft Play, formerly known as Slaves, Laurie Vincent, has a new band called Big Truck. And on August 28th, they'll be dropping their debut album called Midday at the Middleway on Marshall Records. Teaming up with members of Lady Bird, Laurie takes the lead on this project. And the latest single is dropped, and it's called Collided. And I wouldn't call it a total departure from Soft Play, but it bears resemblance to some of their less aggressive tracks, and that's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that they don't turn the intensity up on the album. And I imagine it would be hard for them not to. But Vincent himself has said that the song is one of his favorites on the album, and I can dig that. It's a great song with a very palatable groove with just enough punk rock snare in the vocal to make it slick. Band member Sam Coppin, also from Lady Bird, however, says that the song is a small example that just scratches the surface of the level of craft that apparently we all have headed our way with this project. And man, I can't wait. So I'll be pumping this latest single, Collided by Big Truck, as well as their debut single, Central Reservation Blues. And for more Laurie Vincent, he releases solo music under the name Larry Pink the Human. So, a lot to listen to there. On a personal note, my buddy and partner Scott Powers debuted a new attitude at the Backbreaker Wrestling Show this past weekend. Enter the Ministry of Chaos, and enter he did into the over-the-top Battle Royal in honor of the recent passing of the Punisher Bill Vick. And I myself had the pleasure of meeting this man, and he was to me the opposite of what he was to his opponents in the ring, because he was very friendly with an incredibly firm handshake. And he was an opposing figure in the ring, and I would have liked to have been able to attend this show to see Scott in the Battle Royal and my boy Vinny Z on the mic handling business as well, as some of the other wrestlers and some of Scott's people who attended the show. And I'm sure I would have had my big sack on me. No, not that one. The one filled with t-shirts that I like to hand out to the crowd as well as to the kids who come to see the show. But there's always another opportunity, and I hope a lot of chaos ensues from the Minister of Chaos, and I get to see some firsthand. And July rapidly approaches with the flagship show, the Powers Point Podcast, making its return to the airwaves. So be ready for all that. It's about to pick up. Business, that is. Speaking of making t-shirts and that into what has become a guitar player theme to this episode, I have a go-to album that I play when I'm making t-shirts. It's an album my pops used to play all the time, and it's by the guitar player Les Dudek, who's played with huge bands like the Allman Brothers, arranging guitar parts for songs like Ramblin' Man, and even co-wrote in their hit Jessica to eventually get hosed out of the songwriting rights. But that's a whole other story. After that, he went on to play for Boz Scaggs and Steve Miller, playing on some of the biggest tracks they've ever made. And the album I'm referring to is called Gypsy Ride. Now, my pops bought this for the sole reason that it had a slick motorcycle on the cover. You know, that was enough, and a cool album cover used to be enough to get someone to try a new band out. And in this case, we got lucky because I love that album, and I've tried to get into his other solo albums, but I really don't enjoy any of them, you know, as much as I do Gypsy Ride, which was his fourth solo album and the last one that he had made for 20 years until he returned in 2001 with an even more different sound. The Gypsy Ride album got lost in the turmoil after an ill-advised tour had actually paired up Les Dudek with two other solo artists and had the three of them form a supergroup to open for the band Kansas. Yep, you heard that right. And that tour lost so much bread that Les was eventually dropped from his label and the album never got its proper push. And that sucks because it's a great album. You should check it out. And continuing with the Southern rock vibe, over this past week, my partner Scott Powers' relentless pressure caused me to give in and finally return to social media. So for the first time ever, Maki's Record Shop can now be found on Instagram at Maki's Record Shop. Among the first to have the stones to give me a follow is Like Les Dudek out of the fine state of Georgia, particularly the Atlanta area. And if you say it like Yul Brynner, it sounds cool. Atlanta. And this band has a cool sound, and it's a three-piece that goes by the name of Willy Houston and the Ghost Town Revival. And they play Western hard rock, outlaw soul. And if a proper introduction was needed, look no further than their debut single. And it's called Black Eyes to Blue. And right from the rip, this starts out with a riff that's tasty as fuck and is just like some Southern soul food. Western soul food, I guess, in this case. And looking to bring back a warm classic rock feel in today's cold climate, they dropped a follow-up called Bag of Bones, and these gentlemen are bringing the rock and roll, no doubt. And you can check out their YouTube channel for both of these songs, plus some slick live footage of the band doing their thing. And I suggest you do, as well as I suggest finding them on IG at Willy_Houston_Ghost Town Revival. And they themselves will let me in on some info that they have 2 more songs in the pipe and very near completion, so keep an eye out and an ear open for Willy Houston and the Ghost Town Revival. Let's fucking go. as always, for the freaking naughty, my buddies and network brothers Dave and Dakota T-Bow, the Michigan Misfits, bring you the Third Floor Assessments, dropping Thursdays. A no script, no filter experience from the boys, and is not for the easily offended. But it's all in fun, and they're just some good old boys. Never meaning no harm. That's good. Also from Third Floor Assessments, our young Jedi Dakota goes live on Twitch Monday nights or Tuesday mornings at midnight, whichever you prefer. And you will find that under the handle DMT2002. And he gets his game on for the people and strictly for the people and also for the people. Every weekend, catch Static Temptations, an all beat, no speak experience put together by the Minister of Chaos himself, Scott Powers, as well as some of his other musical releases that he puts out, like the Backseat Saints and the upcoming Silver Theory, not to be confused with Austin Theory. Not that you do that. At the top of the show, I talked about validation and which you held more important and which you feel is the best way to get it. And with that, I say, don't base what I'm able to do on your abilities. If I can get more out of less, that's a gift. And what gives me validation and a sense of fulfillment's not even really up to me. So it's definitely not up to the sea of people you encounter on the daily. And whatever you feel like would give you that sense of fulfillment, someone out there is walking around with it, potentially wishing they had what you have. Then they'd be happy. You know, some folks could have $100 cash and feel broke, while others would feel rich. And I would imagine that's the better way to feel. A little victory may be little, but it's a victory no less. And if it feels like it's been too long since you've tasted even the smallest victory, I understand, and you're not alone, but you also don't know what part of the movie you're on, so to speak. Yeah, that's what keeps me going. The smallest decision could lead to a chain reaction of events that puts you where you need to be, doing what you love to do. And I wish that for all of you. And if I'm doing that by doing this show and my other creative endeavors, and that's what I love to do and what brings me fulfillment, I would hope you would wish the same for me. And that will conclude another episode of The Record Shop. I'm Keith Maki, and as I said, you can now find me on Instagram at Maki's Record Shop. And it really didn't take too long to remind me of the shallow nature of social media. You know, for friendly, good-natured people, it's a dangerous place where weak, insecure people don't have to look you in the eye after they hurt your feelings. You know, where doing or saying nothing becomes a weapon. And you grow callous like people do, but there's always those quiet moments and you ask, God, why would people want to treat me like that? For being the sound solution to your prescription for high-grade pharmaceutical audio, which I will continue to do for the foreseeable future, and to all those opposed, I got 2 words for you. Dig it. Dig it.
Maki's Record Shop. 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 High grade pharmaceutical audio. Maki's Record Shop. 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 Dig it, dig it. Dig it, dig it. Dig it, dig it. Dig it, dig it. Maki's Record Shop. Maki's Record Shop. Maki's Record Shop. Maki's Record Shop. Maki's Record Shop.